Hey everybody, Michelle with Michelle's for a Living here, and thanks for watching my videos. It is Wednesday, January the 20th of 2016, and time for some questions from my inbox. And yeah, so what's the most popular thing people want to talk about still? Saving Star and household offers. So number one, you can have your Saving Star offers, but I do some things through Saving Star with my Plenty card, and some of them I do through the household offers. Household offers are available through your Plenty.com account, so go over there and do them, okay? And but you do not have to have a Saving Star account in order to do the household offers, okay? You just do it one place or the other. Load to card coupons are on Rite Aid's website, okay? A lot of questions about, like people saying they didn't get the Centrum offers, and where was it? Does everybody gets the same Saving Star offers? Okay, it's just a matter of whether you clipped it in time or not. Okay, so they probably, I'm imagining, they put limits on how many times people can clip these offers. Okay, and like the Thermacare one, it was only available for like a few hours on that day that it showed up. So if you didn't see it and clip it, then you're out of luck, because those ones are always really limited. So they may limit the number of people that can clip them, and then also limit the amount of time that it actually you have in order to clip it. So they may put the offer up for 4 days or a week or a month, but so that can vary also. And there's no way for me to know, no way for you to know, really. All right, several questions about how I organize my cards and keep that track straight. Because with all these offers, you really need to keep track of what's going on. I have a video about how I organize my Rite Aid cards over in my Rite Aid playlist that has organized cards in the title. So go check that out. A couple of general comments that were made on my videos that I thought were interesting. Someone left a comment on my fossil hunting in Indiana video and said that they were watching my video in science class. And I just thought that was interesting. Okay. Why not? I'm glad my videos are getting put to use that way. Okay, Yvette, she just had a general comment saying how she always imagines me when it's time to do laundry, having to move like all that stuff out of the way, because I obviously have it sitting on my washer and dryer for a week until, mostly. Well, a lot of times, if I'm desperate to do laundry, then yeah, I'll shift it over if I still need to do videos. But usually I just do laundry on the weekends, so that splits it between weeks. And a lot of times I don't do videos on Fridays and Saturdays because I tend to get my shopping done at Rite Aid before then. So yeah, but there have been times when I had to move it because I was desperate to do laundry. Anyways, and then a couple of other questions that kind of went along with the whole 2 million video view questions that people were asking then. So, Gennaro Serrano, I'm sorry, I butchered your name. If all the Rite Aids were closed, where would you coupon at? I guess I'd have to resort to going to CVS and Walgreens more often if I wanted to do this kind of couponing still. I would not be buying as much as I do. I know that because Rite Aid just hands us out lots of deals. I would probably hit up Target more, but it just depends. And I have a rather large stockpile. I could go a couple of years on like my regular stuff that I use, let alone all the stuff that I don't use myself. So I could actually quit couponing for at least a couple of years. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. What's your worst experience with the cashier while using coupons? And I have to go back to the Kroger incident several years ago, and I had made a video after it had happened, and where the cashier was actually hiding the boxes of Kleenex under the counter. I turned my back to get more stuff out of the cart and stick it up on the conveyor belt, and she had hid my Kleenex under the counter. And it was so bizarre because they had made this, there was a Catalina deal going on, and you had to buy 8 of Kleenexes at one time to get the Catalina money back, right? And And then I noticed I didn't get the Catalina. Well, like it printed out like for buying 5, you got like $1, but if you bought 8, you got like $3 or something. Well, she had hid some of them because they had some arbitrary rule about like you could only have 5 boxes of Kleenex at one time. I don't know. I mean, it was, and they didn't have a sign on the shelf saying that, but somehow I was supposed to know. Well, she had hid the Kleenex, and then the manager came over because I'm like, what did you do with the other Kleenex? Because I should have gotten this other Catalina, and I looked at my bags, and then the Kleenex weren't there. I mean, it was so ridiculous, and the manager came over, and it was just like, it was unbelievable. And anyway, so I was I was not happy that day. I made a video when I got out to the parking lot, and then it turned out I went over to another store and did the deal. I actually came up with a better scenario to do the deal that made it actually a better moneymaker deal on the Kleenex. Anyways, it worked out in the end. I don't know. After that time, I was just like, I don't know. It kind of changed my whole attitude about doing deals, and especially at Kroger. I've had some other bad incidences. The one Rite Aid that I called the mean store with that manager there, he hates women, and women couponers and me in general. Like, and then who actually accused me of printing my own upper awards, and I just laughed in his face because it was just, I mean, he's nasty, and yeah, and he tries, and it's like, oh my gosh, he's just unbelievable. He's refusing to take my coupons and saying that I'm like making my own coupons too, and like, I mean, just being an ass for the sake of being an ass. I mean, and that's just bad business. That really is. He's just horrible. That's why I don't go in that store. Okay, yeah. We all have bad experiences when we're out couponing, but you always, and this is what I've learned, seriously, especially after that Kroger thing, you can always say, give me my coupons back, cancel my order, I'm not buying anything. And I did actually do that, I don't know, about 6 months ago at a Kroger store, because the guy accused me of photocopying my coupons when it was pretty dang clear that they were not photocopied. Just because they were black and white, he said they were photocopied. And, I literally was, I remained calm, and I was just like, I want you to avoid this transaction and give me my coupons back. And I walked out, and they have all this stuff sitting right there on their, Okay, because that's much better than getting in arguments with people. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Running Kimono asked, how many years have you been a prepper? And how many light bulbs should one have? Because she was looking at, I did a video about some light bulbs I got. And I have to say, I think I've been a prepper all my life. I believe my mother was, and Mom and Dad never called themselves preppers. But I look at like the behavior of the way my mom was. It was more of always being prepared kind of a thing. And people didn't call themselves preppers. But we always had a stockpile of food. And I think that was a wonderful lesson I learned from my mother. You should always have food in the house, okay? And because you never know what's going to happen with the weather. I mean, and that's the big thing. And I have experienced that myself. And because if you have a power outage, you need to be able to have some food in your house that you can eat, okay? If there's a big storm and you cannot get to the grocery store and whatever, you need to have food in the house. You need to be prepared. You need to have candles, matches, batteries, that kind of thing. You need to have, and you don't have to make a big issue out of it. And you don't have to be wacky and say that, the aliens are going to invade or the apocalypse is happening. You don't have to be that way. What being a prepper means that you are ready for bad circumstances to happen. When the tornado hit, took down the water tower here, we couldn't drink the water for like 2 months. We had literally couldn't drink the water. We had to have bottled water. So, you know, that's why I always buy water. I always have it on hand. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah. So, I learned those lessons from my parents, and, continue with it, myself, and take it a little bit further than I think that my parents ever did. But, and have, in the wintertime, keep blankets in your car. Okay. You have a flashlight in your car. I mean, that kind of thing. I have the first aid kits in my car. You know, it's important to be prepared. You know, it's a lot, life's different now that everybody has a cell phone, and, you know, anybody can stop and help, you know, even if your cell phone's dead. But, you know, it's still important to be prepared for emergencies like that, because you do not want to get stuck, you know, on the road. I always, like in the wintertime, it's harder because water will freeze in the car, but I always am keeping water in the car. I always take, like now, it's like I make sure I carry some with me, because I know if I leave some in the car, it's going to be frozen. But like I always have some like crackers or something like that in the car as well, because you never know, you can get in a car accident on the interstate and be stuck out there for hours. As for how many light bulbs you need, I don't know what to tell you about that, because, I mean, certainly you should never be in a situation where being a prepper and being prepared like that means you're never in a situation where you have to run to the store to go buy something right now. Okay. Because you always have a backup. And that's the idea of having a stockpile, and being a couponer, and, you never need to run out and go buy a tube of toothpaste. Because you already have a backup in the house that you didn't pay for, okay? Because you couponed it and you got it for free. And the same, you know, with shampoo and everything else. Light bulbs, Rite Aid gives away light bulbs all the time. I have so many light bulbs, okay? Or even if you don't get them for exactly free, they're near enough free all the time, okay? So there isn't any reason to have like 5 extra light bulbs on hand. You know, and you also, being a prepper, also you take into account and making a stockpile, you know, if you lost your job. What if you were in a car accident and you were, you know, broke your leg and you couldn't go to work for 3 months? You know, being prepared for situations like that so that you don't have to worry about having to go to the store and spend money in times of crisis like that. I mean, there's so many reasons to be prepared and have a stockpile. It's a good way to live your life. I mean, and you don't have to be crazy fanatical like they have on some of those TV shows. So, or you can watch on YouTube. You can see plenty of it on YouTube, because I've watched them. Okay. Yeah, that's all for now. I'll talk to you guys later.